Welcome back to Clear Cut. President Trump says it is disgraceful that questions concerning the special counsel's investigation have been leaked to the media. The New York Times first published the list of Robert Mueller's potential questions for President Trump. Now, the questions cover a range of topics, including possible cooperation with Russia and questions about the firing of former FBI Director James Comey. The president tweeting this morning, "So disgraceful that the questions concerning the Russian witch hunt were leaked to the media. No questions on collusion. Oh, I see, you have made up phony crime, collusion that never existed, and an investigation begun with illegally leaked classified information." Nice. They provide the most detailed look yet inside the probe, which has so far been shrouded in secrecy. Arlette Saenz has the story. Well, for more, we're going to be joined by Peter Culp. We'll get right into it. He's a former Assistant Attorney General of New York State. So, Peter, firstly, lovely to have you with us. How typical is it that questions like this and this special investigation situation would be provided to the lawyers of the person that is the potential person to be questioned here? Is that unusual, or is it because it's the president?
It's very unusual. I think this was a move by Mueller to try to force the president's hand, to say, here, we're asking questions, laying them out, you can answer them.
But the questions obtained by the Times, as we said, reportedly came from a person outside of President Trump's legal team. Who would have had incentive to leak this, do you think?
I mean, I think that they're essentially trying to get Trump in a position where he either has to plead the fifth in a grand jury, answer to a subpoena. I don't know in terms of who would have done it, but I do feel like Mueller is essentially pushing the chess pieces.
But what's the rationale to leak it? Is it possible that it's even someone that wants to make the case to the president, listen, do not do this. This cannot turn out well for you.
Right. Essentially, we know that President Trump likes to tweet a lot. Maybe they thought that he would spit out some answers on a tweet to some of these questions.
Well, from the president's perspective, there are no legal consequences if he refuses to talk, correct?
That's correct. I mean, typically in these cases, you get a grand jury subpoena. You go down and either speak to the grand jury or you plead the fifth. The ramifications of that are, of course, if he pleads the fifth, then the
it may not look
public,
good. Right.
Correct. But, we also know that the Republicans and people that support Trump are backing him no matter what so far. So.
Let's look at one of the questions, and I want to pull it up. This question that says, what knowledge did you have of any outreach by your campaign, including by Paul Manafort, to Russia about potential assistance to the campaign? This is basically, did you collude, right?
I think this is the bombshell question of all 48 of these questions, because this is the first time we're hearing that Mueller believes that they actually reached out to Russia, as opposed to what we've been told in the past and what's out in the media is that Russia reached out to us. And we have to remember Manafort's assistant is cooperating.
Well, then would that indicate that they have something from Manafort to this case? Or is that just speculation? Or is this just a wide sweep? Because it's a very broad question.
It is. But I don't think Mueller's the type of guy who's bluffing. And I think what's happening is that Gates may have told him information. Keep in mind that Manafort's assistant has cooperated, and they may be telling, this is the information we have. You reached out to Russia.
On the other hand, the majority of the questions relate to possible obstruction of justice. So could that indicate that they don't really have much in terms of collusion?
I don't think that's the case. I think they actually do have, Trump keeps on saying collusion is a made-up law. It's basically a conspiracy to violate election laws. That's what collusion is. It's an illegal agreement.
All right, a lot to dig into, but unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. We'll have you back on anytime. Peter Culp, former Assistant Attorney General of New York State, thank you so much for being with us. Stick around, still to come on Clear Cut. Some caravan migrants allowed to plead their cases, but more than 100 continue to wait it out at the U.S.-Mexico border. We'll have that story as well as a breakdown of Apple earnings when Clear Cut continues in just 60 seconds. Keep it here on I-24 News. We'll be right back.